Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. What's up, guys? So first things first, I just want to say how much freaking fun I had being Beetlejuice. I feel like I really channeled my inner Beetle boy, and I think I almost had too much fun. Just wait till the bloopers, you'll see. Anyways, first we want to paste ourselves out like it's even possible on my skin. You can use a white cream paint, white foundation, or just a foundation that's lighter than your skin tone like I did. I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It foundation in the shade Light 42 Neutral, which is one shade lighter than what I usually wear and about a shade and a half away from her white shade because your girl over here is the pasty skin queen. I'm taking that foundation all the way down my neck and my chest to make sure that any showing skin is just as pasty and lifeless as the rest. And then I'm packing on a generous amount of translucent powder to give myself an even more ghostly appearance. And like I did in my last couple of videos, I am coating my very blonde brow hairs with the Monsieur Big Waterproof Mascara. I really like using this mascara in my brows because it actually holds them so dang well. And taking a black eyeshadow this time, I'm filling in the rest of my brows, making them nice and harsh and slightly exaggerated at the arch in order to make myself look like this all the time. And the secret to a good arch is the underneath, so I'm actually taking makeup remover to erase some of the under arch in order to make the top of the arch appear more lifted. And then I'm going in with concealer to cover up some of my already almost invisible brows. Then using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, I'm covering up my whole eyelid to prep my eye area so that the crap ton of eyeshadow we're about to put on will actually stay in place. Then using a burgundy violet eyeshadow, we're going to pack that crap on all the way up to the brows. I'm using the shade Forever from the Morphe 39A Dare to Create palette. If you want to create a more modern wing shape to mimic the shape that he has in the Beetlejuice 2 promo, which is what I was using for reference, then use the tip of your brush to pull the eyeshadow out and up from the lower lash line using outward sweeping motions, and then just connect it to the rest of the eyeshadow. At first I thought I would leave a small space between my brows and the eyeshadow to give it a more kind of glam feel, but then after doing so I felt like it started to look too glam, especially with my costume, and I wanted to be more true to the actual movie makeup, so I decided to bring it all the way up into my brows, which I immediately loved so much more. Then you want to bring the eyeshadow down onto the lower lash line. At first I was using the same brush that I used initially, but I was like, what am I doing? I'm going to need to basically blend this eyeshadow halfway down my face. So I highly recommend switching to a fluffier, loose bristle brush to blend the eyeshadow further down the eye area more quickly. And do not worry about this being too perfect and clean and blended. His makeup looks just about as decayed as he is, so. Now, taking a muted green shadow, it's time to get moldy. I'm using the shades Pine and Fickle from the Morphe Dare to Create palette. I vaguely followed the placement of the green in the two reference pictures that I'm using, but don't get too caught up in making it look exactly the same. The beauty of Beetlejuice is that he's perfectly imperfect. Aww. I'm just using a medium-sized fluffy blush brush to stipple the green onto various parts of my face, neck, ears, and chest in order to create a gritty texture. My best advice during this process is to not go too overboard on the green. Try to keep it concentrated to the certain areas that you apply it to keep yourself from turning into the Hulk. Basically, the more gritty, patchy, and unblended you look, the better. Then, if you have one, I recommend switching over to an actual stippling brush and picking up a little bit of black eyeshadow to stipple over the green areas to further create that gritty texture. If you don't have a stippling brush, then just use the same brush that you're using. Just use a very, very light amount of black eyeshadow and stipple it over the green as well. Then, hopping back over to the eyes, apply some mascara. I'm using the Lights Camera Lashes from Tarte. pretty simple. And then I don't actually know what the brand of these lashes are, but they're similar to the Huda Lana lashes, which are my all-time faves. So just apply some lashes if you're up for it. And then I'm just further dirtying myself up with a bunch of black eyeshadow. And then making sure to repeat the same process all the way down my chest. And now for the cherry on top, the moss. You want to first lay down a layer of liquid latex and have a piece of moss ready because you immediately want to press that over the liquid latex until it sticks. I got this moss from Dollar Tree actually, which has already been a huge resource for me in putting together all of these Halloween costumes, so highly recommend. And again, I'm generally following his moss placement, but mostly just doing whatever I feel like looks good. And lastly, I'm repeating basically that whole process down onto my arms as well. And voila, you are now a true Beetle Boy. Pro tip, I find that pretending like your eyelids are super glued open really helps you to channel your inner Beetlejuice. Anyways, subscribe before you miss out on any other costume ideas, and I will see you guys in the next video.
What are you doing?
Getting some french fries.
Oh, poor baby. Oh, did the Beetlejuice take the Hillary?
Just borrow it.
Oh.
Hi. Thank you.
No reaction.
Guys, I only do this for the attention.
Oh. You ain't got nothing to say.
Very anticlimactic. I think we needed to go to the Taco Bell because apparently they're always high there. How do you?
No more Beetlejuice now, Walrus.
Ah, thank you. No reaction. It's like it's totally normal. You know what? I bet these people have seen a lot worse.